Mercury is a forbidden technology used to treat incurable diseases, harness free energy from the earth, enable fuelless transportation, and transmute substances into gold. Antoine Poirier, a radio technician, created a device featuring a plasma tube designed to treat cancer and various complex incurable diseases in both animals and humans. The machine operated by injecting a pulse wave at a frequency of 9.4 gigahertz, modulating a carrier frequency of 17 megahertz into a tube filled with a plasma composed of mercury and neon. These waves were generated by radio emitters and magnetrons within a magnetic field of 1000 Gauss. Priori machines have demonstrated nearly 100% success, yet they never became mainstream. The perpetual motion machine, known as the eternal clock, was crafted by London jeweler and inventor James Cox in 1774. Its operation relied on the movement of Mercury, which ascended and descended due to atmospheric pressure changes within a glass tube. This mechanism ensured balance and kept the weights elevated. Currently, the clock resides in the Victoria and Albert Museum, devoid of mercury and is stationary. In the late 19th century, wireless electric lighting was already in existence, as depicted in an 1888 Scientific American magazine photograph. This technology cannot be classified as gas discharge lamps, since the mercury was in a liquid state, and the key aspect was the friction of mercury against the tube walls. An edition of Technology for Youth magazine from 1936 highlighted the groundbreaking technology of thermal power plants. Briefly, the high cost of electricity stemmed from the need to heat water vapor to 365 degrees and create a pressure of 200 atmospheres, causing metal parts to scale, rust, and require frequent replacements. However, in 1914, the first mercury water stations emerged. By 1933, such a facility was operational on an industrial scale at a General Electric Company station. Mercury at 8 atmospheres yielded 500 degrees. The equipment remained free from oxidation and rust, and the setup occupied 10 times less space. The advent of cheap electricity seemed imminent, just as World War II was about to unfold. Until 1911, advertising catalogs depicted chandeliers without wires or components for leading cables, yet all were powered electrically. A kerosene lantern with a lampshade would not be compatible. The question arises, how do such chandeliers illuminate, and why would a chandelier require a counterweight with a hole? The most prevalent Kinmeyer amalgam is composed of 2 parts mercury, 1 part zinc, and 1 part tin. Tin mercury amalgam should be stored in a special container. However, it deteriorates even within its containment. Tin mercury amalgam was purportedly utilized in Christian churches to harness the energy of Jupiter. These counterweights function as either as ether capacitors containing mercury amalgam on a diminutive scale. When brought near a discharge lamp, they would begin to emit light. Should you possess such an antique counterweight, inspecting its interior could be insightful, but it's strongly advised against inhaling any vapors. The newspaper headline reads, "Electricity taken from the air drives automobile." It refers to Nikola Tesla's 1921 Pierce Arrow electric car, which was reportedly powered by ether electricity. This vehicle is described as self-charging, not requiring batteries, oil, or gas. Electric vehicles have existed for much longer than commonly known, suggesting not a myth but rather a suppression of forgotten technology. The spheres are likely mercury or a mercury-based compound. The Leyden Herald reported on the flying ship of the monk Andrea Grimaldi in 1751. noting its speed of 7 miles an hour and a winding mechanism sufficient for 3 hours of flight. Designed in the shape of a bird, the craft contained 30 wheels and chains, along with 6 copper pipes, some of which were filled with mercury, according to the report. Grimaldi flew across the English Channel from Calais to Dover. He then traveled to London, where he consulted with renowned mechanics regarding his machine's design. Additionally, the letter from London, preserved in Italy, corroborates the flight. Is that all? A scientific analysis of the bird, authenticated by 3 scholars, is archived in Lyon, France. This occurred 150 years prior to the Wright brothers' inaugural airplane flight. The Samarangana Sudrahara is an ancient Indian text over 2,000 years old, detailing the construction of a flying chariot, the Vimanas as we know them, powered by a mercury engine and an iron heating apparatus. The manuscript indicates illustrations of saucer-shaped flying machines. Scientists have proposed realistic explanations, suggesting that these are depictions of flying hats. Indeed, the concept of floating hats in the context of flying technology seems more plausible than actual flying machines in an ancient advanced civilization, doesn't it? In 1947, American scientists succeeded in extracting 35 milligrams of gold from 100 milligrams of mercury isotopes 196 and 199 by using slowed neutrons in a nuclear reactor. The yield of gold from mercury was 24%. At the Chicago Institute of Science and Industry, a piece of gold produced in this manner remains welded inside a nuclear reactor. Nevertheless, such processes are time-consuming and energy-intensive, rendering this method of gold production economically unfeasible. Moreover, the exploration of the pyramid complex in Mexico revealed large containers used for storing mercury within the pyramids. The pyramid is described as potential infrasound broadcasting energy generator with a carrier frequency of 12.25 Hz, whose energy could be harnessed for various purposes, including the amalgamation of transmutation of mercury into gold. And beneath the pyramid of the feathered serpent in the deserted city of Teotihuacan, Mexican archaeologists uncovered a chamber brimming with liquid mercury so abundant it resembles a lake. In pre-Columbian America, mercury was a sacred and valuable metal, utilized only in extraordinary circumstances. Rosemary Joyce, an anthropology professor at the University of California, Berkeley, noted that mercury has been discovered at 3 additional sites in Central America. And this is on Solask. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.